You know, I've never done a collab before.
Well, you are now.
I never agreed to this.
Sorry, too late.
Alright, well, what are we going to be talking?
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to be talking about today. We are going to be talking about one of the best movies ever created.
Citizen Kane?
No.
Godfather?
No.
Well, then what movie is it?
Well, I'm glad that you asked. This thing, baby!
What?
Killer Klowns from Outer Space is a sci-fi
I don't want
horror
this.
movie released in 1998 of May 27th and was directed by this beautiful
help.
hunk of a man, Stephen Chiodo. This movie is one of the greatest pieces of film to ever exist on this holy planet.
I beg to differ.
Anyways, our film starts off with a surprisingly banging song right at the very beginning. The very first character we get introduced to is the town's gritty old police officer, Mooney, as he patrols the town for the night.
Afterwards, we meet our heroes, let's call them, getting to know each other on the top of the world where the Terenzi brothers pull up in an ice cream truck attempting to sell to the college kids. After being shooed off, however, what looks to be a shooting star flies down, landing somewhere in the distance.
One of our main characters, Debbie, insists that her and our other main character, Mike, go and follow the mysterious comet into the woods. Right after this, we cut to an old man and his dog who also happen to see the comet. The old man, thinking it was Halley's Comet, starts to walk over to this area. Soon after arriving, we see that this is no normal comet, it's a circus tent. When the old man starts walking around the tent looking for a ticket booth, his dog is taken by a dark figure with a net. Soon after, the old man realizes that his dog is gone and goes into a fit of rage and grabs the metal pole keeping up the tent. Grabbing the metal pole and screaming like a head crab, it electrocutes him immediately and he falls over. This moment is when we are introduced to the best thing of this entire movie, the clowns. The clown, after staring at the old man, shoots him with one of the greatest weapons in horror movie history, the cotton candy ray.
And skip!
Come on, man, what are you doing? You can't skip the entire thing. The viewers don't even know what the plot is.
Oh, you want to know the plot? Here's the plot. Clowns show up, kill people, then they get killed. There's your plot.
What about the drugstore scene? What about the part when Mooney is turned into a literal goddamn puppet?
We're getting to it. Look, the plot isn't anything special if we're being honest. It's mostly just scenes of clowns going around killing people. There's plot in the beginning, plot in the end, and a whole lot of cotton candy fluff in the middle.
But you see, Easy, that's where this movie shines. The kill scenes are some of the most creative scenes in a horror movie I've ever seen. There's the scene where the cop gets pelted with the pies that melt him. The leader of the biker gang who gets his head punched off. Mooney gets gutted and turned into a puppet. The clown in the jail cell blows a party horn and it grabs Mooney by the neck.
Gotta agree with you there. There are a ton of creative kills in this movie. They took full advantage of them being clowns to make the kills as unique as possible. However, a lot of the time the clowns resort to simply killing the victims with their gun, which takes away the impact of the kill.
It's not really the kill itself that's good, it's the build-up to the kill. For example, the puppet show scene where the clown performs a puppet show for the victim until breaking the entire set and killing him. It's not about the part where he gets killed, it's about the fact that he starts with a puppet show.
Speaking of kills, what do you think of the reasoning for killing them, with the whole trapping them in cotton candy cocoons so they can save them for later?
I appreciate the simplicity of it being the sole purpose for the clowns being hungry. Also, I do have to mention the fact that one of the dumbest characters in the entire movie explained why the clowns were there in the first place. Roll the clip.
Maybe they're just cruising through the galaxy and stopped here for a bite to eat.
Another thing I mentioned once before is the soundtrack. This movie's soundtrack is really good. It fits every scene very well. For example, the chase scenes have their own corresponding song, just with about every single scene in the entire movie. It's great, and they all sound good too.
Huh. I think we just went over everything that's good about this movie.
Yep, I think we did.
Can we start hating it now?
Sure can.
Great! This movie is not scary, and coming from me, that says a lot, because I scare easier than an infant. At no part in the movie could I say I was actually scared.
The kills here, while creative, are nowhere near scary. The clowns look very eerie in their design, but they do nothing with it, ever. For example, Friday the 13th is a good example of being scary. Jason himself goes around killing people willy-nilly a lot of the time with no build-up. Killer Klowns, on the other hand, has the creepy factor as the build-up, but no actual activation of said build-up.
The movie really is missing that fear factor, and because of that, every kill just leaves you with an empty feeling, using the cotton candy guns practically as a crutch. It's super underwhelming.
Another thing I feel that needs mentioning here is the god-awful acting. Anytime characters interact, dialogue is spoken like an AI wrote the entire movie script. When humans are on screen, the movie drops to about a 4 out of 10 at best. Like we said before, the thing that makes this movie interesting is the clowns and the hijinks they go on.
But even then, the clowns are hindered by the fact that they're not used to the best extent. As mentioned previously, the actual kills leave a lot to be desired, and the victims are rarely scared by the clowns themselves, enjoying the act they put on rather than being put off by how creepy they look, which in turn takes away how creepy they actually are.
Overall, this movie has a lot of untapped potential, but has a lot of great parts sprinkled throughout the entire thing.
Without a doubt, this is a bad movie, with good ideas. The clowns are underwhelming, the acting is wooden, it's riddled with plot holes.
Anyways, best movie ever made in the history of film, 10 out of 10 would watch again.
Wait, I'm not done talking crap about this movie, Joe.
Too bad, video over. 10 out of 10 movie. Bye guys, subscribe to Joe Bama, link in the description.